What we'll be doing now is called in memory programs. Okay, programs that whenever the execution stops, then you lose hold of all the data or all the operation that goes on in that. For instance, you are asked for first name. Okay, you are asked for the second name, or should I say second your age. Now, when I run this program now, let me come down here and say print first name, second name, and age. Okay, when I come there and run this program, then you ask for first name Daniel, then the age of 55, and it says Daniel this and 55. Now, after running this program, we lose hold of all this data that we have here. Okay, now for we to have this, we need to go either saving it to a file or TXT file, a JSON file, or to a database. Okay, now the simplest thing we can do here is just to write this data to a file. So the main purpose of this is to ensure that whenever we're done running this program, we can still have access to whatever information that we enter down here. And that is file operation in Python programming language. And to do that, we first of all create an object of a file. So let's say file is equal to open. Okay, then we open a file. Let's say user user details, user details or user details.txt. Now, there should be a mode a file should be opened in Python programming language. You can open a file to write to it, you can open a file to read from it, okay? You can just open a file just to create that file name. Then you can open a file in a mode such that you can write to it or you can as well read from it. You can as well open a file to write to it, sorry, read from it and as well write to it. So in this context, we are opening this file in a mode of write because we only want to write into that file. Okay, and then we say file dot write. What are we writing here? We want to write first name. Okay, we also want to say file dot write second name and file write age. So what we need to do here is that whatever content that goes into this file, I want it to go to a new line. So for that, I'm gonna say plus um, backtick new line. So this is an escape character that introduces a line field. Okay, then I'm gonna do the next one for this guy too, and as well do another one for this guy. Okay. So with this, when we run this program now, a file is going to be automatically created here. Okay, what the write mode rather does in Python in file is that if there is a content in that file, it erases that content and writes the new one to it. Okay, if there is no content and the file does not exist, then it's going to create that file and write into that file. So let's write the program now by saying Python operations or py. It asks for a first name Daniel, then 55, 44. So now after running this program, you can see that a file is now created here with the content of this. Okay, when you run the program again, it's going to replace the already existing content here. We don't want that. What we want is that we want a situation whereby it's going to add to whatever it is that exists in that file. So for that reason, we're going to change this W to A. Okay, and when we run this program again, okay, it says your name, and I'm going to say Manuel. Okay, then for second name, I'm gonna say Mike, and age, I'm gonna say 20. So when we check this guy, you can now see Emmanuel, Mike, and 20. So when we run that again for a new user, let me see Helen, Favor, and 22. You can now see that it does appear here, all being added into a new line. Okay. If you want to read from that file, you can as well open this file in a read mode. So let me comment out these guys here. Okay. Then I'll come down here and say file is equal to open. And what are you opening? First of all, I'm opening user details.txt. And what mode are you opening that I want to read from that? Okay. Then after that, then what you do is file dot read lines. Okay. It reads all the content of that file, and you can now print file. Okay. So when we run this, and this is the content, okay, sorry, encoding this and this file dot read lines. Okay, let's read one line at a time. First of all, details, user details is correct, and we are reading from that file. Okay, then we'll do this. Okay, file operation, encoding name, encoding this file. Oh, sorry about that. I supposed to add content, or let's say file content is equal to this, and we print out file contents. Okay, then we do this, execute, and we see the content, the first line. Now when we do read lines, then we're gonna read all the content of that file at the same time. Okay, it's now bred into a list. So another thing I forgot to add here is whenever you open a file, always remember to close that. Computer resources are limited, and whenever you open a file for reading, then do well to close that file. Okay, file that close, file that close. And to avoid mistake of um maybe forgetting not to close that file, it's advisable to use context manager to achieve that. Okay, so stay safe, guys. If you still want to learn more about Python programming language, join Skillrover Technologies.